Hello, everyone. I'm Ari Lax, and game. With Grand Prix Atlanta coming up, I figured I would do a few Magic Online drafts. I feel like I'm just morally obligated to take this card. I'm pretty sure I would take an expedition most of the time. Let's see. I think if this wasn't there, I'm seeing if I'm financially obligated too, but I have a feeling it's just too cool. Okay, I have some dignity. Uh, JK, I'm just taking the expedition. Obviously, it's too cool. I don't even care if it's deflated on Magic Online. After that, next best card's probably complete disregard. Colostra Healer, also very good. Apparently, this card wins a lot of games. So, moving along, the most powerful card in the pack is definitely Drana's Emissary. There we go. Knew something was up. Uh, yeah, I don't really see a reason to not take it. Like Sludge Crawler's fine. Delicate Predator's fine. Outnumber's fine. I think Outnumber's better than Predator, which is better than Turn Against. Which doesn't render, but this card's just super powerful and a pretty high payoff. Well, if I just took Drana's Emissary, I'd like to take Colostria Healer. That's kind of the duo. I actually think this card, if you look at the stats that were just posted by MTG Goldfish recently, is pretty bad. Does not win a lot of games, which is kind of shocking. Whereas Healer is great. So, wonderful. Can't load Devoid cards. Um, these cards are all pretty stinky. I think I just want to take the creature with the type Ally. Eh, that's not even that good. These cards are just... I'll take Dominator Drone. Oh, Healer, game. These picks are just like... I wish there was a little more finesse to what I'm doing in this format besides just taking the best card each time for a narrow archetype. Um, that is a rather late Predator. However, I kind of just want to lock into white here, even though we haven't seen too much white. Like, I'd rather just be the Allies deck than black-red, not the Void. Um, I think the first Demon's Grasp is kind of important to have over a Myers Malice here. This card, I think, is better than Demon's Grasp, but the fact that Demon's Grasp supplies is pretty important. Well, used up my one time on a not IRL one. Yeah, let's take... Jeez. This card is great, and this card is great. What are they still doing here? Um, think I'd rather have the on theme card. With these, I can set up for like a pathway arrows later. With this, that actually gets me somewhere. Whereas the O6 isn't really what I'm trying to do. Now there's another 3/3. 3/3 flyer is fine. Not the most exciting in the world. Could have had 3 healers. I'm so sad. Also, the art on this set is just so weird and distorted online. Actually, a reason to splash red off our Blood Crypt. How lucky. Um, absolutely no one wants green cards, but I'm off that plan now. Sure, I like this card a fair amount. I think it's like a reasonably powerful effect. Uh, sure, I will take an ally. Marginal playable. I actually don't. Spike Goblin Warpaint being one of like the worst cards in the set, I actually don't mind it in certain decks. Um, Sometimes there's nothing wrong with just painting them. You know, as text. It's not a good. I did not have a very hard sell there, but uh, if we pick up like an Evolving Wilds, we can just easily splash red. It's pretty cute that we might get paid off on that. Like if we get a Resolute Blade Master or something. Ship that. This card apparently just wins like every game someone plays it, but I don't really want to move in on that. I think it's between these two cards. This card is just this card wins like 58% of the games where it's cast, or something obscene. It's like third in like commons that aren't overruns, behind like Sky Spawner and forget what the other one above is. Oh, Beastmaster. Beastmaster is the other one, but that's just weird. Not too excited about the idea of first picking it. I kind of just want to take the Griffin. I think Sheer Drop's probably better than the Griffin, though. Just having access to something like that effect is pretty huge. Yep, Retreat to Numeria I think is very good. The next best card in this pack for us is Cliffside Lookout. Angel is A+, great. None of these other cards are close to as good. Yeah, this isn't close either. We have Infinity Colostria Healers. I actually like this card in these decks. You got like a bunch of dorky dudes, like, you know, the healer just kind of dorks it up on the ground as a 1/2. So if you have like some healers, then you play this, you get like a drain or two, and then you pump your healers to 2/3, which is a relevant size. It's actually like a pretty good payoff. Um, the other option is what, like, not good splash card, super mediocre 2/2, mediocre 3-drop. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay. Black White Allies, super stock, forced from pick one, pack one. Well, not actually. That one. Not that one. Uh, we've got actually another synergy that I've now created. So this spawning bed is now actually very good in our deck. So these are like the small things that you're like picking up. Like, oh look, I have like an angel, a retreat, and a lookout that make this spawning bed good. If I pick up an evolving wilds, it makes the retreat good on top of making like Chasm Guide a potential card. This card's pretty mediocre in our deck. I'm not excited to dominate or drone anybody. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what I take. I think I want to take the bat in anticipation of that making Pathway Arrows a card then. I have a couple removal. I'm not too big on needing a sheer drop here. And I'm not going high enough for a channeler. Yeah, sure. I don't actually want any of these cards. In theory, I could, like... I don't even know. This is a creature with power and I'll just take the Lithomancer's Focus. I don't really care. I'll pass Devoid cards and let people draft Devoid next to me. Take the Focus. Yeah, I'll take Rising Miasma. I don't want to play against it. Don't really want a second lookout. Night Watch, game. Black is super open this draft. If Night Watch and Sludge Crawler Wheel, ooh, Tandem Tactics, that is a trick I'll play. So I did say I wouldn't want a second one of these, but if it's going to fall into my lap, that's fine. No second fixer for the Chasm Guide. I just don't want to play against that card in that many quantity. Yeah, get out. Get out. We've reached the point where I'm willing to just KO cards. Yeah, this is definitely not a Miasma deck. I'm going to move those to the board for now. Reasonable sideboard card. Yeah, just on principle, I don't think I could. Unless I'm like in a Grand Prix, I don't think I. Oh no! They're both there! This is just like the actual best thing we could have opened. No, Gideon or Obnick's list. We're black white. We can still open the two mythic rares that are better. No, there's probably more mythic rares that are better, but like this card's really absurd. And hopefully we'll table the arrows. 'Cause this is definitely an arrows deck with our two Death Touch creatures. Let's drop the retreat in there where it belongs. So yeah, this deck's coming along pretty nicely. Gosh, this card is so good. So glad we opened it. It's not it's not Rolling Thunder, but what is in these colors? This is an interesting one. I think it's between the two Awaken cards. Um, I don't actually know which is better. I could. Hmm. I have a sheer drop and a grip, so I need this card a little less. So I'm willing to take the Andu Rising, I think. We can take out one of those dorks. One, two, all right, 17 cards? Cool. Yep, not considering anything else. The most disappointing giant 6-drop creature ever. Yeah, there's just not a card I'd take besides that. That's cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 allies? Jeez. And plus 2 creatures from the 12 that it's saying because of these. Oh, I guess I have sheer drops too. So I think there's an argument for this being like almost a 19 lander. I'll take the on theme card. I don't have that many payoffs for gaining. Oh, Death Touch. Build of Isara. Come on, Pathway Arrows on the Wheel. 'Cause that's 3. That is definitely making the cut if it's there. Yeah, because you can like landfall, Death Touch, shoot. What is the best card to get past? Bloodbond Vampire? Sure. That's a creature. Seeing if I recognize anybody, but not looking quite like it. Yeah, I'll take another assassin. I'm really hoping for that Pathway Arrows. Yeah, I think I want that over the O6. I don't have any instant speed ways to gain life though. I have a tandem tactics. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of O6 in this deck. Well, I'm sure glad I picked all of these. So we have one, two, three, four, five things with Death Touch. So if you put Pathway Arrows on a creature with Death Touch, your creature deals 1 damage to target creature. And then their creature dies because your thing is Death Touch. Okay. Consider this an acceptable theme deck. Uh, what are we spawning betting? Got a couple things to spawning bed. Yeah, we got enough. Pretty excited about it. Don't think I want Undo Rising. I think that all of my other 6 drops are better. Which is ooh. Hello there. I really like that card. Even if it's just gonna make the sideboard card in here. I'll take a charge, sure. Take a focus for the board if I need to board that way in a matchup. So I have to cut one, basically. I like this card in this deck. I actually just not like that card. I don't really want to play it here. I've had too many cases of Mortuary Mire just like doing nothing. I don't think I've ever seen it do really anything, honestly. So I don't want a Miasma. I may want to Malice in this main deck. I don't want any of these cards. So sad I can't just showcase the Expedition. If this was a Bloodstained Mire, it would be so insane in my double retreat deck. Like, there's a legitimate argument that, like, not only are you more locked into picking the fetch lands first because they're worth more, but you're just locked in because they're absurdly good in the set. I think the cut might just be Demon's Grasp. I'm not, like, super proactive on the ground, so I can sheer drop most things, and I have a life total buffer most of the time. And I already have a decent amount of removal, so I'm not a huge fan. I don't think this is a 19 lander. Got like 3 things. Like sheer dropping as assassinate's fine, so I don't need 6 for it. Got 3 sixes and 2 retreats. I think this is just a solid 18. Oh, it's about dead even. I was gonna lean base black. I think it still is base black. Magic Online doing a wonderful job of rendering art. Uh, Maybe I just 9/9 no spawning bet. 9/8's fine. It's not mana. It's actually just the lands I need. This thinks I need more white. I don't think I need more white. I think I'd rather hit Healer than Castigator. Yep. That was drafting on rails where you open an expedition and get past the nut deck. Great. I would have taken a complete disregard, which would have made my deck. But I think it turned out fine. So, man, if I had taken that first healer, oh baby. I think this deck's pretty good. It's one of the better archetypes. Um, it's got some of the better cards in like reasonable quantities, right? I think this is one of the better cards too. Got like some of the deeper synergies like Pathway Arrows. I'm pretty excited to see how this plays out. I think this is like a pretty reasonable deck to see go 2-1 or 3-0.